Becoming a priority in life is gravely important, not only for success and wealth, but also for inner happiness. When you are not a priority, you allow people to run all over and demand what they want from you without any regard to you. That's why in today's video we will go over 15 Stoic lessons on how to become a priority and achieve what you want in life. Before we start this video, I would like to say thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, and if you are watching this and not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell for more life-changing Stoic content. Number 1. Be selective in speech. Oversharing drains time and energy that would be better directed inward. Keep some thoughts, feelings, and details private. Notice when you feel compelled to divulge every passing notion or event, no matter how trivial, to friends, co-workers, or social media. Will this information truly enlighten or enrich anyone? Or does it just feed ego? Before speaking or posting, pause to consider if sharing is necessary and wise. Ask yourself, is this kind and useful information or just impulsive expression? Does the benefit outweigh the cost? Of course, connect authentically when it serves relationships and community, but avoid wasting mental bandwidth externalizing unimportant minutiae. Conserve energy for quality connections focused on uplifting. As Epictetus stated, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Be judicious in opening your mouth. Only speak what reflects your highest priorities. Number 2. Keep personal matters confidential. Revealing intimate details about your life to acquaintances or broadcast publicly relinquishes your sacred inner realm. Preserve its sanctity. Carefully consider who needs to know particular vulnerable facts, fears, insecurities, or other confidential information before divulging it. Even confiding in friends should be selective. Avoid overexposure. Also reflect before posting private content online. Are you seeking validation through inappropriate vulnerability? What risks come with making it permanently public? Keep intimate matters off stage. Of course, mutually share about life's difficulties with trusted loved ones to build closeness, but avoid using casual acquaintances or social media as free therapists. Everyone need not hear your secrets. As Seneca advised, wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. Being judicious about sharing private matters shows wisdom and self-respect. It inspires others to do the same. Keep your inner world and loved ones' confidential details safeguarded. You needn't be an open book. Internal depth comes from discerning what to reveal versus conceal. Some doors are meant to stay closed. Number 3. Trust your instinct. If something initially feels inappropriate or imprudent, lead to the side of caution. Don't override your intuition. Before significant decisions, pause to tune inward. Sit quietly and listen to your inner voice guiding you. What does your heart say about direction to take or actions to avoid? When choices just don't sit right in your spirit, pay attention. Our intuition recognizes red flags and risks that logic tends to rationalize away. Heed its wisdom. Of course, test intuitive hesitations rationally too. Is fear or attachment coloring perception here? But when prudence aligns with intuition, act accordingly without second guessing. Making yourself top priority means honoring your natural faculties for discerning truth. Let intuitive whispers guide you as a compass amidst uncertainty. Aligning instinct and ethics leads the way. As Seneca wrote, "In wisdom there is no excess, but impulsive words and actions breed unnecessary troubles. Tread carefully when situations give you pause intuitively. Your inner guardian speaks volumes in silence." Number 4. Be wary of oversharing. Revealing excessive personal details can strain relationships and leave you feeling exposed. Discretion preserves connection and self-respect. Reflect on when divulging intimate struggles or family matters to friends serves your growth versus just publicly processing as an emotional release. Consider keeping some details private. Also be mindful of frequently venting grievances, complaining, or dumping heavy feelings on loved ones. This becomes draining over time, no matter how close you are. Exercise restraint. Of course, mutually share vulnerabilities in proportion, but avoid becoming reliant on friends as free therapists or fixating on negativity. Balance intimacy with moderate decorum. As Plutarch wrote, know how to listen and you will profit even from those who talk badly. Listen more than you speak, and share selectively. Maintaining healthy boundaries enables nourishing, authentic connection. You needn't reveal your every thought or struggle, even to loved ones. Prioritize self-care alongside intimacy. Discretion has its place among familiars too. Number 5. Value your privacy. There is dignity, wisdom, and psychological safety in keeping some personal matters undisclosed, even if having nothing to hide. Cherish the sanctity of your inner world. Reflect on how privacy allows you to process emotions, experiment, and exist outside of others. Perceptions before revealing parts of yourself publicly. It provides room for authentic growth. Resist cultural tides toward devaluing confidentiality in relationships or pressuring constant. Transparency. Discretion around private matters demonstrates strength and discernment, not weakness. Of course, cultivate openness too, but in balance with prudence. As Seneca said, be wary of the crowd. They are uncontrolled and capricious, and there's safety in periodically retiring into your own company. On social media especially, post with awareness of privacy risks and effects on how you're perceived. Judiciously manage your digital footprint. Keep some thoughts offline. Your inner realm is sacred ground, not public property. Consider if oversharing unintentionally relinquishes your full sovereignty of self. Prioritize reserving space free from others' eyes and opinions. Number 6. Give measured responses. Thoughtfully discerning what information to disclose preserves your peace and priorities. When asked sensitive questions like regarding politics, religion, finances, or family, pause to consider your aims in this interaction before replying. What details are beneficial to share versus withhold? Answer sincerely but minimally. For instance, I'm still exploring my beliefs on that, or we have a positive relationship gives truthful essence without overexposing. Follow your instincts. Of course, connect authentically when you feel it serves the highest good. But avoid defaulting to automatic full disclosure just to satisfy others' curiosity or gossip. Remember, your business is not public domain. As Marcus Aurelius advised, everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. Reply judiciously rather than assuming inquiries warrant total transparency. Discretion protects. Number 7. Master your reactions. Losing composure relinquishes power and diminishes your presence. Cultivate equanimity to stay centered amidst turmoil. When faced with upsetting arguments, critical feedback, or disrespect, pause before reacting. Breathe consciously. Remind yourself, this is only temporary emotion arising in response to external events, but my essence remains unperturbed. Process anger, hurt, or frustration privately before responding. Express it through journaling, talking with confidants, or releasing it through exercise, but avoid reactive outbursts. Of course, stand up for yourself assertively when appropriate, but retain inner control rather than blindly identifying with emotions and impulses. You are not your feelings. You are the stable awareness that witnesses them. Equanimity takes practice but becomes easier over time as you strengthen presence. Your reactions reflect your priorities. Make remaining calm amid storms one of them. It is revolutionary and inspiring. Number 8. Conduct yourself with dignity. Monitor your conduct when out amongst people, even casually. Adjust volume, language, and topics of conversation to remain appropriate around strangers and acquaintances. Also consider your visible behavior. Absorption in your phone conveys disregarding others. Littering demonstrates lack of care. Rushing appears self-important. Presence matters. Of course, relax with friends in private settings, but in public, preserve politeness and decorum. As Seneca stated, associate with people who are likely to improve you. Conduct yourself accordingly. Moving through the world with dignity and propriety earns you esteem and influence. It inspires others to follow your example. But improper behavior breeds disrepute and disorder. Lead by your bearing. Your outward comportment becomes woven into your character over time. Do not relinquish the high standard you set for yourself. Command respect through excellence of conduct at all times. Number 9. Associate judiciously. Associating judiciously preserves your energy and priorities. Don't spread yourself thin trying to please everyone. Periodically evaluate which relationships uplift versus drain you. Are certain friendships overly demanding? Do some family members continually mistreat or disrespect you? Consider limiting contact. Politely decline commitments that conflict with self-care. Avoid overly crowded social calendars. Retain freedom for recuperation and personal growth. Don't feel guilty saying no. Of course, be there for loved ones in need, but don't accept one-sided relationships. As Seneca advised, be careful with whom you share your life. Some give advice, others complaints. Choose company wisely. Set boundaries gently but firmly around improper behaviors from others. You teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate. Expect mutual care and respect. Judicious association retains your sovereignty rather than getting swept up pleasing everyone in your orbit at your own detriment. Stay centered in purpose when choosing company. Number 10. Retreat into solitude. Time alone, away from others' eyes and ears, reconnects you with inner wisdom to guide priorities amidst life's noise. Designate times for solitude. Early mornings, evenings, or full days of quiet contemplation. Switch off devices and withdraw from public spaces into nature or private rooms. Use the time for thoughtful introspection through journaling, meditation, or mindful activities like gardening and walking. Let your gaze turn inward to take stock of your soul. Solitude provides relief from constantly expressing outwardly to others. In silence, your inner light glows bright again. You realign with purpose. Your spirit is renewed. Of course, balance alone time with social engagement to avoid unhealthy isolation, but frequently return to solitary inner communion. As Seneca stated, be careful when you retire into your own company after mingling in society. The world pulls you fragmentally into 1,000 directions. Solitude integrates you back into singular wholeness. It shelters your sacred inner cathedral from profanity. Seek its restorative embrace often. Number 11. Create a perfect poker face. Avoid letting your face betray inner thoughts and feelings you prefer keeping private. Notice when you unconsciously wear your heart on your sleeve, allowing any passing emotion to clearly display across your face for all to see. Excitement, nervousness, irritation, etc. Rein this in. Practice composure in low-stakes situations to strengthen face muscles. Have polite public conversations without leaking opinions or emotions facially. Treat it as a game. Of course, be authentic in close relationships where vulnerable sharing is welcomed, but don't broadcast publicly what is meant privately. Learn to conceal judiciously. As Seneca wrote, associate with people who are likely to improve you. Selectively reveal your inner world only to those worthy of your intimacy. Posture greatness to the rest through dignified presence. With disciplined expression, you move through the world deliberately rather than transparently. Mastery over presentation cultivates air of maturity, confidence, and mystery. Let your gaze convey purpose. Keep your cards close. Number 12. Never display desperation. Appearing too eager for company, validation, or help relinquishes power and dignity. Exercise restraint. Reflect on where you tend to exhibit needy behaviors, constantly checking for replies, pandering for compliments, emotional outbursts, smothering romantic partners. Then consciously pull this energy inward. When wanting connection or support, make focused requests calmly, then wait patiently rather than anxiously chasing. Avoid lamenting if desires go unmet. Speak your truth without attachment. Do not burrow into relationships with excessive speed or intensity that could activate the other's discomfort or pity. Let bonds develop slowly and mutually through demonstrating your completeness. Of course, have compassion for your longings, but conduct yourself with quiet confidence that you are on the right path, whether accompanied or alone. Your life is lived for its own sake. Number 13. Change subjects artfully. Rather than contributing, politely guide discussion elsewhere. Master the art of diversion. When gossip, excessive venting, or improper topics arise socially, avoid engaging or escalating them. Don't reproach, simply refrain from partaking. Wait for an organic chance to interject and steer things positively. Speaking of which, have you seen? Or, on a lighter note, what are your summer plans? Lead attention onward. Of course, confront unethical speech when prudent, but often idle chatter breeds more idle chatter. Starve it of fuel through diversion or silence. Refuse to aid its spread. As Plutarch wrote, know how to listen and you will profit even from those who talk badly. Listen thoughtfully, then give value in return through judicious, uplifting speech. The influential direct conversations well without domineering. Notice when exchanges become unconstructive. Then exercise wisdom to redirect them where they serve the highest good, even subtly. Number 14. Conceal your emotions. Avoid impulsive emotional outbursts in public or social media displays. Venting may offer short-term relief, but long-term makes you appear undisciplined. Keep poise. Also be wary of revealing vulnerabilities like fears, insecurities, or oversharing struggles even to friends. These expose you unnecessarily. Seek mutual uplifting interactions instead, or handle privately with confidants. Of course, be real and intimate in close relationships when it serves growth, but don't conflate authenticity with unrestrained outpouring that relinquishes personal boundaries and social appropriateness. Master inner flow and the artful conceal emotions through refining self-awareness and self-discipline. With practice, you learn to process feelings privately, then share mindfully what is constructive for connections. Lead outwardly from inward calm. Number 15, leave things ambiguous. Rather than over-explaining to satisfy curiosity, exercise your right to keep some thoughts undisclosed. When asked probing personal questions, feel free to give politely vague responses like, "I'm still sorting that out," or "It's a private matter." You owe no one total transparency or full details. Also avoid over-explaining decisions, beliefs, relationship dynamics, and other sensitive matters. The more details offered, the more others will pry. Speak straightforwardly but without unnecessary elaboration. Of course, provide clarity where ethical and required, like articulating terms of a business deal transparently. But know when respectfully preserving some mystery protects you. As Marcus Aurelius stated, everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. You control what becomes public. Some inner workings stay behind the curtain, untouched. Leaving things judiciously ambiguous avoids overexposure while modeling boundary setting for others. It compels respect for there being more beneath the surface than meets the eye. Lead from the position of priority. Let wisdom guide disclosure. If you are listening to this, thank you for staying till the end. If you feel any of these Stoic lessons resonated with you today, feel free to start a Stoic discussion in the comments. I welcome Stoic discussions, as they are what the great Stoics like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca advised for. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, and if you want more content like this, subscribe and hit the bell. Thank you for watching, and as always, I hope you find peace and serenity in the Stoic ways.